let me go.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're brand new here, then welcome. My name is Nikki. I do fitness, motivation, and lifestyle content on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. You name the platform, I am on every single one. I post YouTube videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so make sure to hit that subscribe button because it helps me out so much and it ensures that you will not miss out on any more of the fun videos that I post. But for today's video, this one has been long overdue. I'm going to be taking you guys through kind of a Q&A style of how I became financially independent at 22 years old, as well as how I started my Nikki Font Activewear business, and how I bought my Tesla, and kind of like everything in between, and how I am on the path to buying and owning my very first condo, which praying that that works out, but we will get into that in a little bit. Alright, so I wrote out a little timeline on how I'm gonna go through this from the beginning until current day, and you guys asked me a bunch of questions on my Instagram story like maybe 2 months ago. So I went through all those questions and I kind of filtered them into my answers. So if I don't get to all of your questions, I hope I answer them. But if you guys still have more, then just drop them in the comments below. I always answer all of the comments on my YouTube channel. Okay, this story is gonna begin when I was 18 years old. I graduated high school. I honestly got like regular grades in high school. I was never excelling in academics, but I was always more like sports oriented. I played soccer my entire life. I played soccer club. I played soccer in high school and I also played it in college. But academic wise, I always got like my overall GPA was like a 3.0, maybe 3.2. But I was the type of person where I would study super hard and get like honestly like a C or a D on like most of my exams. I never did well on them. School was a little bit of a struggle for me. I did really well in math, but like I am horrible at comprehension. I am terrible at reading. I still don't read books. Like I wish I was good at reading and enjoyed it, but that's something I've always struggled with. When I get into talking about how I graduated college in 3 years, don't think it was because of AP classes or anything that stemmed from high school, because it wasn't that at all. It was just like a hard work ethic and like wanting to grind to just finish what I started early. So once high school ended, I had a high school graduation party. So basically we had like 150 to 200 people over to our house. We have like a huge family. We invited like all of the Cubans, all of my friends, all of my soccer teammates, everybody like that. Like it was just a huge graduation party. And with graduation parties, you know, there come gifts and stuff. So cumulative, I think I had gotten like about $1,500 to $2,000 in gifts, like money wise. So I put that money away just in my bank account. It was in my savings. It wasn't even like invested, nothing like that. I just had about like, let's just say $2,000 in my bank account. Didn't touch it because I was like, I'm gonna save that for something. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm just gonna leave it there. So now I have $2,000 in my bank account and I'm going off to college. I went to college at Concordia University in Irvine. I played soccer there. It's honestly probably like 30 minutes from my hometown and where I live. I got a scholarship to play soccer there, but it was kind of interesting where like, since I was like the last one to commit, that there wasn't that big of a budget. But as the years went on, I would get more and more money as I continued to play and stuff like that. Okay, high school is done. Now fast forward, we are in my freshman year of college. I go to college, I live on campus for the first semester. I am starting as a freshman, I'm doing really well, and then like things took a turn. Honestly, it was just like a lot of drama and stuff in college, and my roommates treated me very poorly. So I ended up deciding to move home after the first semester when I was supposed to be there for 2. I feel like most people have like this amazing experience in college or they absolutely hate it. And my school was like a small Christian college, like I said. So there was no like Greek life, no fraternities, no sororities. It was like really big in sports and stuff. So like there were still parties and everything. But even then, I didn't like college. Like looking back at it, I didn't realize how much of a low I was at. I was in a fog. I did not like the person that I was in college. And I'm so grateful that I'm like so far beyond that. But that is a whole nother story. So my freshman year of college, we end up going on a trip to Hawaii for my soccer team because there was a team in Hawaii that was in our league. So we go to Hawaii. I had like a really bad experience there. Whatever. What's new. So I decided to start a fitness page because I was like, I need like an outlet to just like detach myself from reality, focus on myself, and like focus on like health and fitness and wellness and stuff. But this is the thing. That fitness page was called Nikita Fitness. It was kind of like an alias because no one had a fitness page in 2017. Like that was not a thing. And I think I had about like 500 followers on that page. That was a lot for that time. Every time I would post on that account, I had a very poor relationship with food. I knew nothing about fitness besides playing soccer. Like I would post workouts that I didn't even know if they were effective or not. I just had no knowledge in it. But I like the idea of having like a safe space and a safe place on social media. I just wanted to kind of have that page to like disconnect and focus on what I was interested in and what made me happy. But that didn't last. I ended up deleting that account. So now fast forward into my sophomore year of college. My dad decided it was time for me to be a big girl. So I opened up my own credit card account I already had my own bank account, and I opened up like an investment bank account. So it's called Charles Schwab. That's what I use. You can kind of use any banking platform you want, but I use Wells Fargo and I use Charles Schwab. So with that like $2,000 that I had from my high school graduation party, I put, I think, like $1,000 into this investment bank account. I spread that $1,000 into a lot of different businesses, one of them being Tesla. This was before Tesla even blew up or anything. So if you guys know anything about stocks and you are familiar with the stock market, I bought my very first couple shares of Tesla back when it was like, honestly, like $130 per share before any split or anything like that. That just goes to show that if you believe in a company and you can afford it and you want to buy a stock, just pick like 5 different stocks and just put a couple dollars in there, because I promise you, when you invest, it's for the long run and it will pay off later. Because here I'm at 23 and the money that I put in when I was 18, 19 years old, that's grown significantly. And if I hadn't put in that couple $100, the money would have done nothing in my regular bank account. So the credit card that I got, when I used my credit card, I made sure that I never put myself in debt. So for example, if you wanted to buy a hydro jug and a hydro jug costs you $40, if you have $100 in your bank account, like in your checking account, and you use your credit card to pay for that $40 hydro jug, then you know that you can afford it because you can pay it off right away. But you're still building credit because you paid for something with your credit card. You always want to have enough in your bank that you could pay off just to be safe. So we're still in my sophomore year of college. I started to look into my grad plan. If you're in college and you're an underclassman or even upperclassman, make sure to look at your grad plan and see where you're at, because this is something that I noticed that like honestly like almost really screwed me over. Since I went to like a private small Christian college, our freshman year our counselors made our schedules for us. So I didn't even realize that my counselor gave me like 9 to 12 units for my first 2 semesters of college. To put that into perspective, I was taking 9 to 12 and you should be taking 15 to 18 units to be on track to finish college in 4 years. So if I hadn't looked into this plan, I honestly wouldn't have finished in 4 years, and I would have found out last minute if I never checked, and I would have had to do an extra year of college, paying for an extra year of college, doing units that I could have finished if I just added them into my regular schedule for the previous 4 years. That just would have been a huge waste of time. So after my sophomore year was over, I was like, well, now I'm behind. I decided to take some summer courses in between sophomore year and junior year just to be able to like catch up, but it ended up putting me a decent ways ahead. Let's just say it put me like half of a semester ahead. Before I took those summer classes, I had signed up for them, and then I started talking to my counselor saying like, hey, when I do all of these classes, it's actually gonna put me a little bit ahead. So what exactly does that mean for me? And they told me that, okay, well, what are your goals and what do you wanna do? And so that's when I kind of understood that like, if the more units you take in summer school, taking them at a junior college where they cost significantly less money than your private college or wherever university you go to, you can take those classes online, knock them out. I'm talking like art classes, real estate classes, electives. I talked to my counselor and they were saying that like you can finish a year early if you really grind and take like your maximum amount of units every semester until you finish your junior year, or you could study abroad junior year and you can save those units and basically just take like a really small amount, like 6 to 9 units while you're studying in Spain, and you don't have to worry about really doing school, but you're just taking a couple of like art classes and business classes, and you can like enjoy the trip and more so like explore and use it as a vacation rather than like school. I also realized that if I went to study abroad like in Spain, my soccer scholarship wasn't going to transfer over to the university in Spain, so I would have had to pay like that full tuition, which would have been like a couple grand, which is what I had saved from my high school graduation party. So like I said, I always had that money like saved. I didn't know what I wanted to use it for, but I knew that I wanted to use it for something, and I knew it was going to be some sort of big purchase, but I was waiting until that happened, so I always had that money like in the reserves. During this time, I also realized like how much freedom you would have financially if you had money in your bank account. So I definitely did not need to work, but I ended up getting a part-time job at a bakery just to learn what it was like to make money, to serve others, and to like kind of work at a low and see what it was like, so I could have like more respect for those people that are like baristas at Starbucks, at bakeries, servers, cooks, hosts, anybody like that. Like I do not take any of them for granted, and I'm so grateful for all of their hard work. Like if you work behind a counter, you're a cashier, anything like that, you know that people are ruthless. People are so mean. So it was very humbling to work at a bakery, and I highly recommend to any of you, if you've never had a job before, to just get some random job serving people in some way, retail or with food, because it's very humbling. All right, now we are in the heart of summer, sophomore year going into junior year. Because I was studying business administration with an emphasis in marketing in college, I had to get like internship units to be able to fulfill my grad plan for college, to be able to graduate. So I got this internship at this corporate company that my brother ended up working for. And this was like the dream job. Like I was so shocked I even got this internship. I was 20 years old. I was the only girl at the time doing the internship with like 11 other guys. This is like you wear a suit every day or like a business dress past your knees. Like you had to look really nice. And I took this as like, it was just a different world that I was in. One, I was getting paid, which was like unheard of because a lot of internships are not paid. This was the dream job. It was so much fun. It was so challenging, but I loved being pushed to my limits and having to work like directly next to like 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds. It was just a whole nother ballgame of like maturity and everything, and I fell in love with the corporate structure. I ended up doing really well in this internship, and towards the end of it, I ended up getting an offer to work full-time for this company. At 20 years old, I got a full-time job offer to work corporate. Keep in mind, I still had 2 years of school left. I had my junior year and my senior year. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I was planning on studying abroad my junior year. I was so taken back by this offer because I was like, this is my dream job. So it gave me like this complete like 180 realization, like what am I doing with my life? I'm 20 years old, but my goal ultimately has always been like grind now, be successful young, and make as much money as you can in your early 20s so that you can just like set yourself up for success in your later 20s and just like enjoy life and spread your wings basically. I still had 2 more years of soccer as well, so I had no idea what I was going to tell my team or my coaches if I had dropped out of college. Like all of that was going through my mind, but my parents were like, Nikki, I'm sorry. I'm so happy for you, but you're going to be finishing college because we are paying. And I totally respected that, but I also thought if I were to finish school a year early, I would be saving them an entire year's of tuition, paying the difference of what my scholarship was, but I would be saving all of that money as well. So going into my junior year of college, this is where things got very tough on the mental and the physical and everything in between. I got the job offer from this corporate company that I did the internship with in the summer. Keep in mind, they also did not care if I had a degree or not. They did not care about that piece of paper. They were like, we love what you had to offer. We love what you brought to the table. You're 20 years old, but honestly, we love what you have right now. That's the type of business that I would love to run, that I think most companies should be structured like. In my honest opinion, like if you're in college, great. If you're in it, finish. Just get that degree because you're already there. But in my honest opinion, I feel like college is slightly unnecessary depending on the person. Like I feel like college should kind of be like a trade school. Like if you're going to be a lawyer, go learn how to be a lawyer and then go be a lawyer. If you want to be a doctor, go study to be a doctor. Like study what you're going to practice in. But if it's business and you have that business mindset, you don't need a degree to start your own business. Granted, if I hadn't gone through college and my corporate job and everything, I wouldn't be where I am today. But there was a lot of self-growth that happened there and a lot of me realizing what I didn't want in life. That's kind of how I got to where I started my own activewear business, which I will get into. I am a junior in college. I'm going into my 3rd season of college soccer. I was not having a fun time. I was not getting along with my teammates very well. I wasn't having fun playing. My coaches, in my opinion, were kind of being unfair. I was just not in a good headspace, and I started taking 21 units that fall semester. 21 units my junior year, which are like the hardest classes that you could possibly take. In my season for college soccer, that is like playing soccer 7 days a week, counting 2 games within that week, playing soccer 3 hours to 4 hours per day, and trying to just be a normal human on top of all of that. I didn't tell my team until like a week before senior day that I was like, I walked into my coach's office and I was like, hey, like I'm a senior. I've decided that I'm graduating a year early. I got my units lined up and blah, blah, blah. I will not be coming back my senior year. And like they were very unhappy with that. But at the end of the day, I had to put me first, and I saw this opportunity and I knew that if I didn't force myself and take all of those units to finish college early, that I wouldn't have gotten this corporate job because, I mean, I wouldn't have gotten it until 2 years later when I graduated. And the fact that they were offering it without even having a degree, it was just such a blessing that I couldn't pass up. So 21 units in the fall. I ended up taking another 21 units in the winter by doing classes at a JC slash like, it's called National University. It's an online 4-year college where you can like take courses and whatnot. Starting January, I ended up taking on that corporate job part-time for 3 days a week. So it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday, part-time corporate job, 8-hour work days. And my schedule for school was Tuesday, Thursday, literally from 7:30 a.m. until 9:10 p.m. It was nonstop. Had such a workload. School was so difficult, but I was so determined to finish. My mental health was just tanked. I was dating JP and he was like the only thing really keeping me sane. Alright, so this spring semester, there was another 21 units on top of that part-time job and everything, and then March of 2020 hit, and that's when COVID hit. Obviously, all of you guys know all of that stuff, but we ended up being sent home from school, and I already lived at home, so it was fine, but basically all of my classes went online, which honestly was so great for me because I didn't have to drive to school and sit in class that whole time. I was just able to like get all of my classes online, do it when I wanted to, and I was able to roll into full-time at that corporate job. So I'm now doing corporate 5 days a week, taking 21 units, but since it was online, I was able to do all of my classes like after 5 p.m. when I was off of my corporate job, and by doing it on the weekends too. And I know that seems like so much, but like at the time, my whole goal was just like grind now, finish now, and you can enjoy life after. Like just get this done and get that stupid piece of paper that I haven't even used to this date, but it's done and I have that degree, which is like, it just feels so good that that time in my life is over. And it's given me like this insane work ethic that I've now brought into my life 2 years after having graduated. So I start understanding my roles so much more. I'm working full-time at a corporate job. I'm also doing my 21 units, and now we're in April of 2020. My brother and I are like playing video games in his room, and we're just kind of brainstorming because we're like, I was so used to doing like full-time school, full-time soccer, part-time job, and balancing social life. And then after all of that kind of just like stopped because of COVID lockdown, I felt like I went from 1,000 to 0. So even though I was still working full-time, I was working remote, so like it didn't really feel like a lot at all. I was doing school remote, so all of that was just like if I got all of my assignments for corporate and school on a Monday, for example, if I really grinded that Monday, I could have gotten all of it done for that week and then just chilled the rest of the week. Like that's the beauty of being able to work remote and the beauty of being able to do school remote, because you could do it whenever you want. You'll probably do an even more efficient job working from home because you're gonna do it when you want to do it in the best environment, and you're gonna do it so much faster because you're going to want to check it off of your list so you can enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week. It honestly benefits everybody. So because soccer was over and all of that, I was like, I feel like I shouldn't be training for soccer anymore because there's no point, because I'm not gonna continue to play. I didn't have a passion for soccer anymore. I was still running 4 to 6 miles a day. For what? I was like trying to keep up my fitness and my conditioning for soccer, but I wasn't playing soccer anymore. So my brother and I had this realization where we're like, what should we get into now? And he was like, you should start Nikita Fitness again, like your fitness page that you had back in 2019. And I was like, you know what, that's a great idea, but like I didn't like Nikita Fitness. Like it was kind of toxic in a sense because I didn't really know what I was doing or preaching and whatnot, and I didn't do the content that I do now where I'm lively on my stories and like I'm a person that you can feel like you're really friends with in real life. I was more so just like posting for like a blog and like making the pictures pretty and stuff. Definitely wanted to start a fitness page again, but I was like, I had no idea what I was doing. So I'm gonna use this fitness page to kind of like track my fitness journey and try to learn how to lift to get a butt, because I never had a butt before. I was literally a pancake because I was running all the time, malnourished while playing soccer, so I was all quads, no butt, kind of had like a very weird body. I wasn't very proportional at all. So instead of starting a fitness page on like a brand new account, I tried to turn like my regular personal account, which is just like Nikki_font, I tried to turn that into fitness. And here's where that went wrong. So if you're thinking of starting like a fitness page or any kind of hobby page and turning your main page into that, don't do it. It's just gonna be a waste of time, because in a sense you're forcing the people that currently follow you for like your personal life content, you're making them see content that they didn't sign up for. No one signed up for fitness content. They didn't follow me in the beginning, watch me work out. They followed me in the beginning to like see me go to the beach and see like what I do with my family and what I do with my boyfriend and like stuff like that. So if you're thinking of starting a fitness page, start a brand new one and do not do it like with your personal page. So April was when I started posting all of that content on my regular page. Content didn't do very well, but like it wasn't that big of a deal to me because I was like, well, it's still doing better than it would if I started an account from zero. my brother gave me this idea where he was like, instead of posting workouts and other people's activewear like Lululemon and these random Instagram brands that are like sending me like clothes and stuff or giving me discounts to post in, he's like, you should start your own brand, wear it as like marketing in a sense, and send it to the other fitness girls that you follow. I was like, that is so brilliant. But that was when the idea was like planted. But then I went down this rabbit hole of like studying how to build a website and looking into all these things, looking into manufacturers, trying to figure out like how to start this business, because I was so fixated on this, and because I was working and doing everything from home, I was like, this can be something big if I really put a lot of energy into it. This is where kind of like the funny part to me comes in. Between April and June of 2020, literally 2 to 3 months, I started Nikki Font Activewear. I found a manufacturer, I got samples, I hated the first samples that I got, but I loved the design of it, and I dropped like the ombre leggings with like these little crop tops that were like one size fits all, and I loved them. Like, it was just like so cool to see like my name on a pair of leggings and a shirt that are like my baby basically. And I worked out in them. I like had no idea how to lift, but I was like trying to go to the gym, but like I couldn't really because it was lockdown and stuff. But built a website entirely on my own using Wix. Do not recommend using Wix. That was such a waste of time, but it worked in the moment because we learned from our mistakes. I used that $2,000 from my high school graduation, plus like the money that I made like working for the bakery and stuff. I used that money to start Nikki Font Activewear. I got all of my samples. I paid for like shipping, all of this stuff. I paid for my little like pink bags and everything, and I started the business, and my first launch date was on July 3rd. This part makes me so happy. So my very first launch for Nikki Font Activewear was on July 3rd of 2020. I launched it on my regular personal account, Nikki Font. I made this whole like highlight video and everything, which is literally so embarrassing, but it's this video right here. It's the first video on this YouTube channel if you guys want to go creep on me and watch it. But I made that highlight video or trailer, and I thought it was like the sickest thing ever. I literally didn't even know how to lift. Like, you'll see me do a deadlift there and a cable kickback with a band around my leg, because I was not doing the workouts, but I was just like trying to imitate them to make it look like I was one of those activewear brands. Like, I was just like really trying my best out there. That launch, I actually ended up breaking even like within 24 hours, and that was mind-blowing to me, because my parents and brother were telling me like, hey, this is an investment, you're gonna start your business, but like it probably won't do well in the beginning, but your goal is to spread awareness when you start. The goal is not really to make money, it's just to let everybody out there know like, hey, my name is Nikki Font and I started a business called Nikki Font Activewear, and this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm selling, and this is where you can find it. I spent so much money on this launch. I paid for a photographer, I paid for a videographer, I paid for like all this marketing stuff. I got all of my ombre leggings with no logo, and I would drive them to the local cannery where I would have them print the logo on it, paying like $8 for one logo, because I didn't trust my manufacturer at the time, because the samples I had originally gotten the logo was really bad, which is my mistake, not their mistake. I used to drive to the cannery, have them do the logo, and I used to hand deliver all of my orders. I would drive 40 minutes to people's houses to drop off their orders, because I didn't know how to use the post office, and I didn't want to spend money on shipping the items, because I was just so uneducated with any of this, and I wanted to make sure that those people got their orders like on their doorstep and see it there myself. But I didn't tell them that I was dropping it off myself. Like, they probably thought it was a post office, but I would drive it. I was wasting so much time, so much gas, so much money, but I was learning from this. So I never went into debt with the first launch. I definitely could have managed my money a little bit better, but like I said, all of this was a learning experience, and I've come such a long way, and I'm so grateful for everything that I went through in the beginning. I'm the only one that has put money into Nikki Font Activewear. My parents have never donated anything. Nobody has put money into it except for myself, and I started with that $2,000 that I got from my high school graduation, because I didn't know what I was going to use it for, but something was telling me something big is coming and you're gonna put that $2,000 into it. And it's crazy, but I had no idea it was gonna be a business, and that's what I ended up going to. So here's the difference between like the money that's in your bank account and the money that's in like your investment bank account. The money that I put into like my Charles Schwab investment account, which is like the stock market, I never touched that. Till this day, I've only put money into it, and I've never taken money out of it, because if you take money out of the stock market and let's just say you take all of it out, you'll get penalized on it and you'll get taxed on it, and that's what you don't want, because basically they're just going to take money from you. When you invest in the stock market, in my opinion, I think it should be for the long term. Putting money in and you're not going to touch it until like you're waiting to take it out for something really big, or you can just continue to let it grow while you're saving money on like in your bank account or whatever, but you don't want to touch the money that's in your investment account. To put it into perspective now, I'm working for 5 Point, which is my corporate job. I also have Nikki Font Activewear. The money that I was getting from my corporate job, I was funneling all of that into my investment bank account, which is stocks. So I was taking all of those paychecks, rolling it straight into the stock market. And then with Nikki Font Activewear, I have never to this day, which is what I love, and I have never taken any money from Nikki Font Activewear. I have put all that money reinvested into the brand to get better materials for you guys, for marketing, to pay out my ambassadors, to pay out now my first employee, and to pay for all the little things like photographers, lights, like racks, just all that stuff. I have never paid myself out for Nikki Font Activewear yet. The goal is just to continue building the brand. I do this for you guys. My goal with Nikki Font Activewear is to have you guys feel comfortable and confident in and out of the gym. Like, I built this brand so that you guys can feel so important and so loved. I want you guys to shine your light literally every day and make someone's day, because that's the best thing that you can do on this planet. I preach that all the time. I made that like the motto on my fitness page, but I want my brand to just make all women out there feel so beautiful. And it's so much more than the money. Like, it has nothing to do with the money. If anything, it's just about building a community of women. Like what I have with the Nikki Font ambassadors, it blows my mind to have over 200 ambassadors, 200 girls that honestly, like, every single one of you fit the bill perfectly. I couldn't have asked for better ambassadors. You guys wear this brand like better than I ever could have imagined. You guys blow my mind every day with the pictures that you guys send me, your attitudes, your personalities, the way that you uplift each other and support one another. You support me. Like, I am so overwhelmed with gratitude for all of you guys. After July 3rd, time goes on. Now it's November of 2020. I ended up starting Nikki Font _fitness, which is like my current page that all of you guys follow if you're watching this video. And if you don't follow me, then follow me on Instagram. But I started my fitness page because my fitness page was supposed to be my activewear page. I was like, you know what? My content's not doing well on my personal account. I'm gonna make a fitness page, and I'm only going to wear my activewear and post workout videos. That way people know. That way it can be like free marketing in a sense, and this can be like where my home base is for my activewear. Obviously we've come a long way, but I only had a couple hundred followers, if that. Honestly, maybe 200 followers. And Rave Suave on Instagram, he is the booty builder. He posted like a giveaway that he was doing, and the giveaway was, if you win, then you can train with him in person for 4 months. He will train you in person for 4 months and build you a butt. And I was like, this is literally my dream. This is my goal. I bought his program and I was doing it with my mom in our garage. So when he posted this giveaway, I was like, you literally live 30 minutes away from me. I will drive to you. I spammed him. He has like 500,000 followers, if not more, and like over 1 million on TikTok. And I would spam him and I was like, please me, pick me, pick me, pick me. I was like, I will do anything that you say. You tell me what to eat, I'll eat it. I'll be perfect. Like, I will be the best client you have ever had. Like, I was so like, I was like, God, I need this. Like, please let him choose me. And I ended up winning this giveaway. 2 people won this giveaway. Me, one was to gain muscle, one was to lose fat. And I was the gain muscle person. I was so shocked. Like, I don't know if you saw me spam him or if it was random, but God works in mysterious ways, and he chose me. So I ended up being able to train with him for 4 months in person. So if you guys found me through Ave, like, you're an OG, because you know that I started this page with literally 0 followers. I like started my fitness page so that I can post the workouts that I did with Rave and show the girls that like wanted to see his programs, like, hey, like, this is my body right now, but like following his meal plan and following his workout plan, like, I'm gonna show you that I really can transform my body. So summer of 2021, with all of the money I had been saving that was not in my investment account, I was just saving in my regular like checking / saving account in Wells Fargo, I was able to buy my Tesla. So I bought that entirely on my own. I put down a pretty large down payment because I wanted my monthly payment to be pretty small. And I love my car. considering that gas prices have gone up to $5 in California, I'm so blessed that I was able to have gotten a Tesla when I did. But I'm a huge Tesla person. If you guys remember at the beginning of this video, I had said that the very first stock that I ever invested in was Tesla, like way back when. Well, I'm like a firm believer in that company. I'm a firm believer in electric. I love Elon Musk, and I think there's just like a lot of potential in that brand. So I bought my dream car, and that was a big moment for me because it kind of felt like reality for the first time, where I was like, I bought this car entirely on my own. Like, nobody helped me with this. Like, yes, I did start my business entirely on my own too, but that started so small and was growing gradually. It's kind of like when you're on your fitness journey. You don't realize how much your body has grown in the beginning because you look at yourself in the mirror every single day, so you don't notice how far you've come until like you look back at that original progress pic. That's how it feels with Nikki Font Activewear. I don't really feel that I've come that far because I see the brand every day. I do orders every day. I work on the website every day. Like, I do stuff like that every single day, that I don't really realize how far I've come in just a year and a half, and how many things I've acquired, how much I've grown this business with the ambassadors, and how many amazing people I've been able to meet along the way because of my brand. Honestly, I would love to sit here and answer more questions, but I feel like this video is gonna be long enough, and I'm so tired, my throat hurts, and I need to eat some food. It's literally pitch black outside. So that concludes today's video. If you guys have any more questions, drop them in the comments because I will answer them and go through them. I just don't want to have to edit it through this video. But if you like this video, please give it a like, comment what kind of videos you guys want to see next, or any questions that you have about what we just talked about today. And please subscribe so you don't miss out on more fun videos to come. I post every single Wednesday and Sunday, but it's 2 times per week. I love you, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day.